Hey, good morning, everybody. This is HockeySkillsTraining.com. We're excited to give you guys another podcast with myself, Tim Turk, NHL level shooting coach. And in this podcast, we have Lucas Lawson, who does the skating on HockeySkillsTraining.com. He's an NHL level skating coach, and we have a third party and a special guest, Jakob Chychrun from the Arizona Coyotes, who Lucas and I have been working with for the last couple of years. Thanks, Chick, for being here. Really appreciate it. Was just wondering what you've been doing since the season has ended up until this point here.
I've just been enjoying home. I got back a week or so after the year, and got back to Florida here, and a couple of bumps and bruises I'm trying to take care of. And, I started doing some light training not too long ago, so kind of getting back into the swing of things and getting ready for next year.
Awesome. There's not too much rest at this point for you guys. I think what I'll do now is Laser. I'll let you ask Chick the first question, and then we can get on with some information for the listeners and the young players at HockeySkillsTraining.com. Why don't you take it from here?
Okay, sure. Chick, talk about something you've learned from skating with us that helps you during a game.
I think there's a lot. I think, skating with you guys the past few summers has, it's really helped not only with the technical side of my skating and gaining more power in my stride and in my starts, but I think the other big component of it is gaining more confidence in my skating. I feel at the end of every summer of working with you guys, I feel so much more confident in my skating, and I think that's key. When you have confidence in your abilities, you're able to go out and not focus on what you've been working on. You're able to just go out and do it naturally. So I know that's something that you guys preach to us a lot when we're working on things. At the start of camp, we'll always focus on the technicalities of things, and then halfway through the summer, you'll start to tell us just not to think about it, just to let it flow and let it happen naturally.
Let it happen.
I think that's huge for me. Is like I said, my confidence just goes up, and in games you find yourself maybe behind in a situation, but your skating and your confidence can help you recover in situations, and it's really helpful.
That's awesome. Yeah, I 100% agree, and I think it's always good for players to go back to basics, and that's what we continue to do every year. But then each year we continue to add new things. So that's thanks for that's a great answer.
Yeah,
awesome.
That the key word that sticks out in that whole answer is that word confidence, and that kind of leads me into a question that I have for you, Chick, is if you can try to describe paint a picture to the listeners and the young players out there. You scored your first goal, kind of how that feeling was, and how it all developed, and it came the puck kind of spit out there, and then me working with you in the last few summers on the shooting side of things, I saw that stride leg release, and I was like, holy crap, like that looked really good. But can you explain to explain to the people that are listening out there how that felt to get your first goal?
Yeah, I mean that's the feeling I'll remember forever. That's that feeling is something I've been working towards for a very long time now, and it was really cool to do it in an arena like Montreal, where probably the best atmosphere in the National Hockey League is in that arena. So I had lots of friends and family there as well, who made the trip to Montreal. So it was a really special feeling. I think describing the goal, I think we were rushing into the O zone. The puck went on net, and there was a bit of a scramble in front. And I grew up playing forward, so I feel I have some natural offensive instincts and abilities, and I think It was one of those plays where there was a scramble in front, and I was kind of creeping in from the blue line, kind of hoping for a puck to just squirt out, and I'd have a chance to jump on it. And luckily, there must have been like 5 or 6 guys that were right in front of the net, and the puck just squirted out to me, kind of in the high slot, and I was able to get a quick handle on it and a quick release on it as well. And like you said, I had the stride leg release, and it just kind of happened naturally. And like I said, that's something that happens over the summer when you have confidence in what you work on. And I didn't need much time to kind of set it up and put it on a tee. I just it was on and off my stick quick, and I think that's one of the biggest things in the next level is the time you have with the puck on your stick. Always cuts down, and I was able to, like I said, get it on and off quick and find the back of the net.
Oh man, that cliche or that statement or those words that people say on the tape, off the tape, that first one you got was complete evidence of on the tape, off the tape, and that stride release. That was really good. Laser, what do you got? What else you got for Chick?
Chick, word of advice for players that are trying to enhance their skills. And you've talked a little bit about it earlier, that you've continued to work on your skating, to work on your shot every year. That's the first thing you have to do. But what's something that players have to do to enhance their skills other than showing up?
Yeah, I think honestly there's a ton of things that you have to do. I think the biggest thing for me is, first things first, you have to be a good listener. You have to be willing to be able to learn and to listen to those who are trying to help you. Along the way, you'll meet so many people that are willing to help you. I think as long as you have an open mind about, taking as much information in as you can from all the people you're going to meet is huge. And, there's so many little details that, you can try and see what works for you. And, I think that's the first step. And, the second step, like you said, is showing up and being willing and able to, put in the work. And I think the other biggest thing is repetition. You have to, you can't get frustrated with yourself. You can't get down on yourself. It's going to take repetition. Perfection isn't going to come on your first skate out and your first try at things. So, for you to get really good at something, you have to do it over and over and over again. And, that's why I'm starting to train only a couple weeks after the end of my season. I gave my body a little bit of a chance to rest and recover, but I'm right back at it now, and I'm starting with all the basics, all the little things, and work into the repetitions and working into going into more complicated things and getting, heavier weights and more challenging skill drills, and with repetition will come more confidence, and with repetition will come, better performance. So.
Yeah, that's great. And I remember the first summer that you came out and skated with us. I think it was maybe you might have been a major peewee or a minor bantam at that time, but you were the first guy. Whenever I brought everybody in, you were the guy right beside me. Yeah. And you've continued to do that since you've elevated your game. You haven't stopped being beside me. So I noticed that, and it doesn't go unnoticed. So I recognize that the guys that listen, the guys that watch, are the guys that move up in the levels.
Absolutely. Absolutely, yeah. It's and that's not just when you're on the ice with these types of players, including Chick and Chick again, man. Like, really, thanks for your time for doing this. I also noticed when I'm there and when it's my turn to come and help at the camp, when you're adding my services to your camp and we're combining it, and it's the same thing. Front and center, the players that are tight are the ones that are able, willing to learn, as you said, Chick. And you touched on one thing, which would lead me to a question. you touched on the timing aspect, like, you go up in the levels and maybe you can kind of explain just a little bit, the time you have to prepare to get the shot off or take the type of shot that you're in a situation that you need to use the type of shot, versus junior. You came out of junior and you're the only 18-year-old D-man that stuck all year, and man, huge congrats on that. What would the difference be timing-wise? Like, I know it's accelerated, but how do you have to prepare, to be able to perform at that level in the NHL?
Every night's not going to be your best night. I think on those nights where you're not feeling your best or playing as well as you want to be playing, I think it's those nights where it's important to try to limit your mistakes and not to overdo things, to try to simplify your game and make the easy plays. And I think getting into the timing part of things, I think, like you said, like you mentioned, the timing from junior to the next level is cut down tremendously. Not only when the puck's on your stick, but in all situations on the ice. I think, going from juniors to the NHL, you're now playing against, the best players in the world. You're playing against the Sidney Crosbys, the Jonathan Taves, all those guys that, really learn throughout their career when to notice your mistakes and when to jump on those opportunities. They're so good at reading that and taking advantage of maybe a young player who's still learning his way through things. And that's why you have to be a quick learner. And you have to really develop your game as fast as you can. And I think, the timing part of things, I think it's so important to, have the puck in a good area on your stick. When you do that, you're able to make a quick play. You're able to whether it's shoot the puck, pass the puck, get yourself out of trouble. When the puck's in a good area, you're always able to do that off instinct. And when it's not in a good area, that's when you can get yourself in trouble, because that's when those top players in the world are going to jump on you and take advantage of your mistakes. And I think you can't leave yourself vulnerable. Everyone in this league can skate, everyone can shoot, everyone can make a skilled play, everyone can hit, everyone's strong, and everyone will be right on top of you. So you have to be able to have the puck in a good area in your stick, and that will ultimately allow yourself to make plays, to find lanes, to have the puck on and off your stick in a hurry, and that's huge moving forward in levels.
Yeah, can't thank you enough for giving this information and your thoughts and experiences in your first year at the NHL. And we really look forward to. I think we should probably wrap it up now, and just wanted to let the listeners know, again, reiterate this is Jakob Chychrun, Arizona Coyotes, who's been training with Lucas Lawson and myself for a bunch of years now. And the one thing that I wanted to finish off with, guys, was the one thing that Laser brought up was, he said that, every time you come out to train, we either have to do something new or accelerate the speed that we're doing it at to add that confidence and allow you to choose when to use that. And then it becomes natural when you're at your highest peak of performance output. And that's what we wanted to let the HockeySkillsTraining.com subscribers know, that no matter how you do things, you gotta learn, like Jakob said, do the basics and then ramp things up as you go through your training processes, and then listen to the people that are around you, and always stay connected to the people that are helping you. And this is a great example of that. So Chick, thanks very much for doing this, and really appreciate your time. We know you're in some recovery plus workout mode. And Laser, really appreciate being on with this podcast. This is going to be a great learning source for players of the future to listen to this and apply it to themselves. So, guys, I really appreciate it. We'll wrap it up, and I hope to see you in the summertime, Chick, and Laser, I'll see you in Prague.
All right.
So,
Sounds good.
So all the best, guys, and we'll talk soon.
Thank you,
Thanks,
Dick.
Turkey.